Either way, I could go on a whole rant explaining why I hate Gen 6, but I'm not. I'm here to play Gen 3, my favorite generation, so I'm not gonna do that. Maybe one day when I decide to bore myself by doing a Nuzlocke through Gen 6, I'll be like, okay, here's why I hate it. Because man, if I ever play it, you'll definitely not hear the end of me ragging on that game. One of it being just a game, there's no second edition. Oh, port. The best Gen... Wait, you talking about Gen 6 or Gen 3? Hold up. I need you to clarify that comment here. This is not a Gen 6 fan safe zone. I'm joking, by the way. I'm not gonna hate anyone for stating their preferences on the game. I realize that it could have been taken. Okay, 3. We're good then. Either way. Personally, I love Gen 4 more. That's why. Okay. That was the gen of the anime and the game I grew up with. So I have a ranking. I might as well go over it now that we're talking about this. I have a pretty clear-cut definition of my favorite games, with Gen 1, or not Gen 3 being number 1, and Gen 6 being number 8. In between those, I often switch it around. No, we're not learning Foresight. That's a bad move. It swaps around a lot. But the order that I have recently is it goes from least to worst, from worst to best. I can speak. Gen 6, followed by kind of a tie for Gen 1 and Gen 7. Because looking back on it, Gen 1's not that great. So those two take a spot between number 7 and number 6. Number 5 is Sword and Shield, because honestly, with the DLC, those games have gotten pretty good. I'm gonna be real, those games have gotten pretty fun. So that takes the number 5 spot. Now, number 4 is Gen 2, because that was, unlike Gen 1, it had a lot, it added types, it added color, it added shinies, it added a lot. It was a cool generation, I loved it. And it added a great post-game. And then, number 3 and number 2 were always a really close tie between Gen 4 and Gen 5, and it is honestly the point when anyone says that their favorite game is Gen 3, 4, and 5, that I'm like, I completely understand you. Because those are in my opinion, the golden age of Pokemon games. They were great. They were so much fun, they had so much content and so much good things just packed into them. But I think I settled on Gen 4 being number 3 and then Gen 5 being number 2. Here's his Gen 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 8, 7, 6 from best to worst. I used to rank Gen 8 down there, because that was actually recently that I changed my mind. I just the DLC actually makes it a good game, a really fun game. Yeah, that's a lot of post-game content and uses Switch Wi-Fi decently well. Decently. It could have been better. But the raid adventures were really cool. And all the post-game content with those DLCs was a lot of fun. And honestly, the National Dex thing, let me play it like this way. With the National Dex thing, now that I'm onto Gen 8. So, when you think about it, look at this game in specific, or Gen 4, or whatever. You are given, as you can see, 212 Pokemon. If you were to trade in anything from Sapphire and Ruby, and even trade in Pokemon from Colosseum and XD, you would still not have every Pokemon in the game. And that applies for Gen 4, and that applies for Gen 5. In a bubble, you could never have gotten the Pokemon. It's just now that they're restricting it, so that you can't transfer the Pokemon in. And normally, in any other situation, until Gen 8, I'd be like, damn, that shit. But then they made Pokemon Bank. Or Pokemon Home and Bank. And I get that Bank had to be paid for. And I think this Pokemon Home? I don't know if Pokemon Home has to be paid for. I think it does. Which is frustrating. But Nintendo makes their products so incredibly cheap that I don't think the Bank and Home are really that much of a deal. I would prefer that they add all the Pokemon in, but at the same time, we've never had an adventure where every single Pokemon has been available. And it's just now that it's sort of in our face about it. I know there's still a difference, but it's like, I feel like this is less of the issue that should be brought up when people are complaining about the new gens, and more of the fact that, man, the graphics really could have been better, and the combat could have been a bit more difficult, and all that, and the story maybe could have been better. It's really not that bad. While we talk about Gen 1, do you consider the use of Pokédoll to bypass the Lavender Town Tower Ghost Marowak fight? It's definitely a glitch. With all the effort they put in to blockade that, and by the way, I'll explain what the glitch is after. But all the effort they put in to make sure that you had to go get the Silph Scope to do it, and obviously the level progression of difficulty of Pokemon implies that you should have fought Giovanni and then head there. It's definitely a glitch. But that glitch is, for those that don't know, if you head to Lavender Town Tower in Gen 1, eventually before you get to the top floor, the second highest floor, you are blocked by the ghost of a dead Marowak. Oh shit, my throat's gonna fucking die. You're blocked by the ghost of a dead Marowak. And the game says you need a Silph Scope to do it. But if you throw a Pokemon doll, the game, when it assumes it's like a normal encounter, because you can still attack the ghost and you can still throw Pokeballs at the ghost and everything, it just won't work. But items still happen. So the Pokemon doll still ends the encounter with you winning, so to speak. You just don't get experience or money or anything. So obviously that's a bit of an oversight on their part. But that's 100% glitch. I don't think there's any room to argue. A glitch doesn't have to be like the game cracking and like you walk into the walls. A glitch can just be something that's a clear oversight on the devs' part that was not intended to be a function in the game. Like Smash Bros. Melee, for example, is a very clear example of a game that is full of glitches that people just say are features. I've been jumping from topic to topic so frequently, I forgot where we started. Like, there was a beginning to this. There was a start to this rant. Where that start is, God knows, I don't know where it is. I'm gonna surpass May in levels real soon. What was the last thing I was talking about? Pokemon Home, and yeah. I mean, the TLDR to that argument is just that I'm still upset at the Pokemon Company for releasing what clearly could have been a better game. And I think the practice of releasing one product a year, while profitable, is draining on the devs and the products they release, considering I think it feels like they had to cancel so many good spin-offs because they pressured themselves to release so many games. Like, how many people loved Pokemon Rangers and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? Pokemon Snap's getting a re-release, you know, like 15 years later. So many games that they just sort of like, well, one and done. I mean, I guess Pokemon Ranger had 3 games, but they were all within the same generation because it felt like Game Freak has a need to constantly push out games, which makes sense because unlike most I'm burping all stream. Unlike most companies, Game Freak only makes money off the games. They don't make money off of merchandise. But I feel like they'd make more money off the games if they just, like, stop pushing it so much, I guess is the best way to say it. Because people get fatigue on a game, or feel that it's not worth getting a game, because, well, they know the next one's gonna come out a year later. It's why people started, or it's why Game Freak stopped releasing the definitive edition, like Emerald and Platinum, because they realized, well, if we're gonna make these games, we're gonna have to release 2 so we can keep up this profit margin. But then people still just got 1 because no one wants to buy a bunch of games except for people like me that are fucking losers. But I am admitting that I'm a fucking loser. Point is, they've sort of, while a cool idea in theory, and it definitely could work, they feels like they're taking the wrong approach, and it's really costing them the general market, so to speak. That's just my opinion. The speedrunning community for Gen 1 allows this for any percent glitchless run. They might just consider it an exploit, not a glitch, but let's be real, a glitch is an error not intended by creators of exploits. Yeah, exploits are glitches. Like I said, a glitch isn't like, for example, you put a hack into the game and it breaks. A glitch is just like they missed a texture, or like I don't know, they forgot to put in a platform so that you just fall through the world or something. Sometimes it's just like an item is used where it technically breaks the game and it wasn't meant to be like that. I don't know. People have some weird definitions for like glitches and exploits, and it doesn't make sense. What do you think about them just updating Sword and Shield often rather than releasing a Gen 9 too soon? That's what I want. I was actually really fine with this year being DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield, because let me open this up. Pokemon Sword and Shield. So Pokemon Sword and Shield was released November 15th, 2019. Right. Current date. December 27th, 2020. Now, as you can see, it's been over a year, and we still don't have an announcement for a game. Obviously, the 2 announced DLCs are out. But, like, man, I was fine with it. I was fine getting the DLC and getting the enjoyment out of the Pokemon franchise for cheaper while appreciating the game. I don't care what people have to say about DLCs, because, man, it was actually fun getting to do raid adventures and stuff, and them expanding on a game. It just made it, like, replayable. It made it a better game. So I'm completely fine on maybe they release another update or another DLC pack or something for next year. I'd be down for that. Imagine if they did like a Sinnoh DLC pack for Sword and Shield. Sure, it wouldn't be a full game, and that would disappoint a lot of people. But that's just because of the history they have with games. There's a lot of signs. It's very clearly gonna happen. I don't know why they wouldn't. It's a money machine waiting to be printed. It's very clearly gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. If they're gonna keep pushing Sword and Shield for now, or pushing for remakes, which I think they're gonna do the remake next, because I think they're gonna do the remake next. Because they're already clear on DLC. That's all done. It's been a little while now since the last one was released. They announced a spin-off that they're probably working on. There's a mobile game that they're working on. 2 mobile games, actually. There was a Cafe Mix and... God, what was the new, like, Pokemon MOBA that they released? That they're releasing in China? God, I'm worried about that. That does not look fun for me. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't look fun, but that's besides the point. They're releasing a lot of these new spin-off games. So odds are, with all that in mind, they're gonna release something for OG fans that will not buy those new games. Because these mobile... Why am I burping so much? Is it because of all the water I'm drinking? I'm gross. Where was I? Right, because of all the mobile games and spin-off games that's gonna come out, it's probably something to tide over to casual fans. So they're just gonna hit the market for the main series fans by releasing the big remake. So yeah, I don't think there's gonna be another Let's Go, because despite that being a good game and a good concept, it was pretty clear that it was just a test, so to speak. Like, it was them testing the waters in the market, I think. That's my opinion. I don't think they're gonna quite release another Let's Go. They're probably gonna use those features again later on, which they did. Roaming Pokemon in Let's Go was the basis for the wild areas, in my mind. So I think they're gonna take it further with the remakes and the main series games. Hey Matthew, how's it going? Holidays are pretty fun. Chilling at home in New York with my brother. Sorry I haven't been active. I had surgery for your appendix, dang. Was the surgery success? I feel like we should clarify this before I say anything further. But don't worry about missing streams. Hey, the YouTube content is up there. I appreciate any support, just like viewing any of the stuff I put up. So don't worry about missing streams. How's your holiday been, Matthew, by the way? Yeah, don't worry? Okay, good. So everything's A-okay. So I gotta battle May now. Oh yeah, the defective laptop. Didn't you get the, are you still getting the battery replaced? Or is that something that's been finished? Like, are you good on the laptop? Pretty good, spending the last few days of the year with parents before going back to Atlanta to live alone. It's so sad, but true when you're like, yep, I'm just gonna go and live alone by myself. And I'm like, yeah, I feel that. I understand. Got a 1,000 piece Overwatch puzzle, that's pretty good. I got a few things actually. There's a lot of things I got. Among the things I have in my room right now, I got these candies, like a chapstick. I got a scented candle. Got some things. But if I were to walk over, I got like a Hawaiian shirt because my parents were in Hawaii and they got everyone Hawaiian shirts. I don't think there's anything in my room. Not. But I got a few things. Hope everyone, I don't know if I said it, I hope everyone had a good holiday. Hopefully everyone's also staying safe from the Rona. I don't know when I'm gonna make it, but it's there. Eventually, I got the same thing with puzzles. I don't know what I'm gonna put together, but I just have the box staring at me, staring into my soul. Ow! I gotta get some paralyzed heals. I keep forgetting to buy them. Alright, Timmy, get out of here. Ah! Well, I actually kinda want this to try and get pluses still. And it's not plus. Never lucky. Never lucky. Just you wait till I have a bike and I can ride that bicycle road. Hey, feature that I like about this game, number 1000. The cycling road being just up there so that you can skip through routes. 10 out of 10 feature. I cannot say this enough. Cool design concepts where you make it easier to travel across the game over the course of your game so you don't feel like you're doing a slog backtracking is a great feature. Paralyzed heals, I need those. The cycling road is one. The is it Verdant Turf Tunnel? Is another good one. You get Rock Smash and you can suddenly travel back to Rustboro. What else is there? I think that's the only two for now. Eventually, obviously, you get Fly. And then after you get Fly, that's all you need. It's like a slow progression. Because that's all the way at Gen 6. BRB, hope you don't miss anything. It's okay. Well, actually, we're about to do the rival battle, so maybe you are about to miss something. What does this sign say? Hello, sign. Trainer tips. Select to reorganize items. And then a Pokemon. Probably not the Plusle. Nope. Never lucky. No! Don't you dare! Slacking is a base stat total of 670. Would that make Slacking a pseudo legend? Technically speaking.